And welcome to another video. On this video I'm going to show you how I've modded what's in this bag, which is essentially the Polymath Products Premium Survival Kit. As you can see, I've got an array of things on the bench here. First and foremost, first aid. I usually carry a first aid kit separately to any survival stuff I'm going to be carrying. It is a comprehensive kit and designed, I personally designed this one for the outdoors. I've removed all the items that was in the Polymath Products kit and now put them in my first aid kit. As you can see, we've got communications. This is a secondary device. I'm a licensed ham radio operator. I could put a mayday out on this and get a response, but your first line of communication is your mobile phone. Now, don't be worried if you're in a bit of a sticky situation and there's no phone signal. Always try anyway, ring 999. 999 calls will have priority over all networks. That's just an inbuilt thing that we have here in the UK. Even if you've got no signal, you will probably find that you can still get through to the emergency services. So enough about these two items, and we'll go into greater detail in a little bit. So I've got a few things here on the bench that I've removed. The hot chocolate, I've removed it because basically I've not drunk it, and when we dive into this kit that I've put together myself, we'll see a bit more about beverages. The signalling mirror, in my opinion, this isn't a true signalling mirror because usually they have a pinhole and you have to angle it at a certain angle towards the sun. I've got one on order through Amazon and I'll show you that in a later video, but I've removed this this mirror because I've got one in my first aid kit. Second thing is, well, the third thing, sorry, is the compass. I've removed the compass and I'll go into that in greater detail in a second. And the fourth thing that I've removed is the sewing kit. I wear a lot of clothing that has zips on it, and the buttons that I use are the buttons that are on my clothing when I go out and about are military, so these small buttons are pretty much no good to me. I don't know why we've got different colours of thread. I would like to see one type of thread or one colour of thread. I'm not sure what this thread is. I don't know the breaking strain of it, but it would be nice to have, if you're going to include this into the kit, it'd be nice to have some kind of Kevlar thread. I think this could be polycotton by the looks of it. Like I say, I don't know the breaking strain, but I'll go a little bit more into detail of what I've done to add this to the kit without it being a sewing kit. So before I delve into my kit and what I put together, a couple of people have asked, can I make this an open tag video, so you know it's open to everybody to show us what's in your survival kit, how you would do things, that kind of thing. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Moscow Wolf. I'll put a link in the description to his channel. Moscow Wolf is his channel is Bulgarian Organic Smallholding. Robert is ex-services, and I'm pretty sure that he could put together a quite comprehensive kit. Shout out to you, Robert. and also X-Ray Zulu. He's a little bit busy at the moment with Mad Dog Survival. They're doing a Help for Heroes raffle and fundraising and all that kind of thing. But if you do find the time, mate, Bill, you know, please feel free to show us a kit that you can put together. I know that Bill is definitely a kit guy. He loves kit. So just a quick shout out to them too, and anybody else that wants to jump on board and show us your survival kit and what you do, you're more than welcome. Like I say, it's an open tag. Now, just off camera here, you can see that I've got the Exo Gel, which is usually supplied in this kit, and their little stove. Them are out for these two items are out because they're going to feature in another video. I am working with Polymath Products with this Exo Gel, but more about that in the future. I'm not going to give too much away before anything happens. Right, so that's me waffling. Let's get into the kit. Okay, so my kit's in a dry bag. Not only does a dry bag keep rain off stuff, you can also contain water within the bag. Turn it inside out, use it as a water carrier. So let's crack the bag open and see what we've got inside. Just remove the bag. Back to navigation for a second. Polymath Products, this is the button compass they provide in this tin. It will give you northeast, southwest. It'll tell you direction. Any new area that I go to that I'm unfamiliar with, I will usually have an OS map and a decent compass. There's no point including a compass like this into a survival kit if you don't actually know how to use a compass. This particular one has a magnifier, and most compasses of this style do. Obviously it's going to be a secondary, you know, fire starter. Also you can read small writing on a map with that, on an OS map. Mine has glow in the dark cardinal directions plus the pointer. So the pointer, the red bit which points to the north, the arrow on it is glow in the dark as well. So in addition to my survival kit, if I'm going into an area or going to somewhere unknown to me, I'll usually have a compass, and I'll purchase a paper version of an OS map. And also when you buy them nowadays, there is an OS app, and you type in the code, scratch it off the map, type in the code, and it'll give you a digital version. So that's what I do. So that's navigation, just put to the side for 1 second. Now let's get into what else I've got in the bag. The first thing that's quite obvious is I bought myself a survival bag. Now Polymath Products do supply a bag in this kit. When I was doing the real world survival test on it and I was filling it with ferns, I didn't actually show it on camera. I think I might have pointed it for a split second on that last video. It did rip, and I was just putting ferns in there. Right, okay, I've gathered some bristle matter, some ferns, managed to get a little bit of moss in there as well. It has ripped the bag slightly, but as you can see here, there's quite a big rip. So this is it's basically a huge plastic bag. It gives you survival instructions on the front of it as well. I will do a little bit of a review about this particular bag in the future, in a future video. So here's the Polymath Products tin. I've had an elastic band to mine for a couple of reasons. The first one being is I can make a bird trap with an elastic band. An elastic band has many uses, and it will burn as well. If you can get it light, it will burn, and it's a really good fire starter, rubber is. So that's why I've added that. Just to the outside of the tin, doesn't take any room up. You can either put it, you know, that way around the tin, or you can put it over the top like I've just demonstrated, you know, that way. So that's the first bit of survival kit that I've added. Right, okay, so the tin itself, I'd like to use this lid as a frying pan in conjunction with Polymath Products stove. Now, I've tried to remove this kind of plastic seal that's inside, and it's glued in that well that I can't remove it. I'd like to see a removable kind of rubber seal instead of this plastic. I'd like to see a rubber seal inside there, so that yes, you can take the rubber out, use it on the stove. You know, we might find a couple of wild eggs, you know, duck eggs or something like that, and then we've got, you know, you've got a frying pan. So that's just one other thing. Okay, so the first thing out of my kit is a decent cutting tool. This is the Grizzly Bushcrafter penknife, legal EDC carry. Blade length is less, or the cutting edge of the blade is less than 3 inches, and it's non-knocking. I can understand why Polymath don't put a knife like this in their kit, because that would limit them to the ages that they could sell to. However, on that note, we still need a cutting tool. So in here I've got a Stanley blade. This is just some duct tape. I've got a Stanley blade in there with on one end of it is a little bit of insulation tape. That is another option that you could include in this kit if you're not happy with putting a penknife in there. That's one other option. The other option for Polymath products is to include a sealed surgical scalpel with first aid. Next of all, we have a brunch bar. These things I bought from Poundland. It does have a best before date on it, so if you're going to put anything like this in your kit, just from time to time check that everything's in date, everything's kosher kind of thing. The reason I've gone for peanut, I understand that some people do have nut allergies and that kind of thing, but this is my personal kit. One, peanut is, or nuts in general, are high energy. This is also includes chocolate. I would have preferred to put a tracker bar or something like that in here, because I want to also be able to use this as bait. So a little bit of energy and some bait. Next thing out of the tin is a vial of magnesium. Again, I understand why Polymath products can't include items like this in their kit, but this is what I'm putting in mine. Excellent fire starter. You could replace this with potassium permanganate and a little bit of sachet of sugar. Through working with friction, combine the two together with a bit of friction, then you've got a good fire starter, also a water purifier, etc, etc. But for my kit, I've included a vial of magnesium. Next of all, I've included a good lighter, orange, so I can see it if I drop it. It is refillable, so once again, check from time to time that it's still got fuel in it and it works. I've gone for the piezo and jet kind of thing, because it's windproof. Couple of bits of waterproof note paper that come in the kit as standard. I've left them in. Obviously you can use it with writing on, you could draw yourself a map. It is gridded paper as well, and they do include a pencil in this kit as well. So yes, that's stayed in. Again, with cutting tools, this is a Joe Vogel or a JV Bushcraft Essentials item that I've included in the kit. More about this in a future video, but it does have a fairly good saw edge on there, and it includes a cutting edge as well, just there, with a lot of, you know, fish hooks, that kind of thing. But I'll go into this on a later video. It's made out of stainless steel, so it won't rust. Next of all, we've got a fishing kit. Now, the original kit does have a sewing kit in it. I'm not sure of the thread that's in here. Safety pin fell out there. I'm not sure of the thread strength, anything like that. The buttons that are supplied in this kit are no good to me. They're very small buttons. So what I've done is, in my fishing kit, I've got some, obviously, fishing gut in there. This is 8-pound breaking strain. This is a freshwater setup that I've done in here. Also included in here is a needle that will take, the eye of the needle will take this fish gut. So I've kind of made that kit that comes with this, with the Polymath kit. I've made that redundant and put some fish gut and a needle in here, so this doubles up as not only for fishing, but it also doubles up as if I need to sew any clothing, anything like that. Next of all is Polymath Products own cordage, orange. I've left that in, many uses, and it is 7 strand, so I've left that in there, along with some nylon stuff that I put in myself. I think I've got 2 in here. Yeah, so more cordage. So next of all, I've got some tiger yarn, kind of bank line stuff. There's quite a few meters of that in there also. Polymath Products supply you with a expanding flannel. This could be used in a tree in a tree trunk kind of situation, or a crevice, and you could use this, put one end in to the water source, let it drip through, it'll filter your water, let it drip into your container, which is going to be this, and also has many other uses as well. You do have to get it a little bit wet so it expands into a normal size face flannel, but that I've left in there. So next of all, I've included an OXO cube just to replace the vegetable stock cube. OXO does contain salt, which helps out with muscle cramps. Polymath Products supply you with 10 water purification tablets. One tablet does 1 litre of water. Obviously I've used one myself on the preview of this kit, so yes, that's remained in there also. Okay, so I've got 2 hexamine blocks in here. I do trust hexamine blocks. There's a reason why Polymath Products don't include hexamine in their kit. They use something called Exogel, which they've manufactured themselves. Also in the kit, this is usually flat, and it's usually included in the kit, so that would be in the kit normally, but I've just got these 2 items out because I'm doing a separate video about that. Also, that I've just dragged into shop there, we've got some jute twine, wax jute twine, really good for fire starting. This is included in the Polymath Products kit, and it stays, but I've left that to one side also for another video. Next we've got some wire, which is actually from Poundland again. It comes in kind of a picture hanging kit. Many uses, but my thoughts on this was snare wire. So I'm increasing survivability in the kit. Doesn't weigh a lot. I'm not sure it's stainless steel. I don't think it is. Being from Poundland, it's probably just mild steel, so you may need to put that into a Ziploc bag to stop it rusting in your kit. Another item that's added into the Polymath Products kit as you buy it is a tea light candle. Obviously I haven't got the bottom bit for it, the foil that goes around it, because I used that on another video. But yeah, a candle is a candle. You can transfer, once it's lit, you can transfer it to another source. You could take shavings off this to aid with starting a fire, because it is petroleum. It's a petroleum candle, this one. And you can also use the wax as to help out with any friction. Let's say we're going to make a snare with some cordage, we could rub the wax on it, and then we lessen the friction. So yeah, that's a stayer that stays in the kit. A little sachet of salt, also in conjunction with an OXO cube if you've got leg cramp, muscle cramp, that kind of thing, any kind of muscular cramp. A little bit of salt in some water and you're all good. Going back to this is the hot chocolate they provide in the kit. I have noticed it hasn't got a use by date on it, and this one has, and I've also written it on marker pen in the front when it's due, when it's due to be used. Let's say end of life, end of shelf life, or best before. So like I say, with any food that you're going to include, just write on it. If it's not blatantly obvious, like I've got some right in the bottom here, I've got some cup of soup, December 21, that's when that due date is. So anything you're going to include food wise, just make sure it's it's usable. So like I say, I've included some coffee, I would prefer to add hot chocolate to this kit. You can buy hot chocolate in these kind of style sachets rather than a big one like that. You know, it is what it is. Also in here I've included one of my waxed cotton pads, ideal for starting fires. What else have we got in here? The Polymath Products little torch does remain in here. I've got, these are arrowheads from Bushcraft Essentials, so I've got another sword there along with the Joe Vogel one, also from Bushcraft Essentials. So we've got a sword there and a knife, and also on this one you've got a saw and a knife, also stainless steel. So Polymath Products do provide you with a pencil to go along with the paper. All I've done is added a pencil sharpener. One, I can sharpen my pencil. I could do that with a knife or a cutting instrument. But two, I can very quickly make some tinder. A little bit of super glue I've included in my kit if I get a big gash, although this is not medical. Last but not least is a good torch. This is an Olight. It is an i3T Eos Torch. Just to give you some kind of specifications, it's very lightweight. I think it's 1.5 ounces. It's 3.5 inches long. On its maximum, so it has two settings. So on its maximum, it's 180 lumens for 21 minutes, and its minimum, it's 5 lumens, 16 hours. Now, if I just turn the camera light off, where's the switch? Okay, so that's 5 lumens. We can see quite well with that. And then that's 180 lumens. So let's put all the lights back on. So yeah, it's you might be thinking to yourself 21 minutes, but you're not going to have it on high beam all the time. It's fixed focus. It's a tail cap push button. It's anodized aluminium chassis that it's made out of, or body. IPX8 waterproofing, and it takes 1 AAA battery. Now with the torch you get this little case, and I've got 3 batteries in there. Really good in this kind of kit that I'm putting together, because it means that if there's any leakage for starters, then it's all contained in this little plastic thing. And I've got 3 other batteries in there. So on its lowest setting at 5 lumens, just around camp, you will be able to see what you're doing. Obviously you can hold it in your mouth, that kind of thing. It has a clip on it, a 2-way clip, so you can put it on your kind of baseball cap kind of thing if you're wearing a baseball cap, and then it has the other side to it as well. So that's dual function, and you can take this clip off as well. As far as signalling goes, so let's put it on the high one. The thing is, it's got a downfall, this torch, because when you do this, it just cycles between high and low beam. So in a survival situation, if you want to put a distress call out, you know, a distress signal out using a torch, just put your finger over the end, dot, 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 dash, 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 dot, 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 or your hand like that. Yeah, so that's the torch. So that's what's in my kit, guys. Okay, so that rounds up this video. If you're new to my channel, please consider giving me a subscription. Press the little bell icon in the corner, and that'll notify you every time you upload a video to YouTube. Give me thumbs up, thumbs down, leave some comments. Like I say, this is an open tag video, so please join in and let's see what you've got in your survival kit. That's all for this video, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.